Hello friends, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. I'm back with our monthly featured stamper, one of my team members from my Klompen Stampers demonstrator team. This month, I've got Juli Baca as our featured stamper. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to love Juli. She has the best, funnest personality to share stamping cards with you, and her style is very much like mine. Keep it quick and easy, but her cards are just gorgeous. I know you're going to love Juli. Now, by now, if you follow me, you kind of know the drill. Each month, I'm bringing in one of my team members to share with you some of their stamping and inspiration. Now, there will be a corresponding blog post to go with this video. You'll find the link in the video description. It's over on my website, klompenstampers.com. And over there, I'll have a picture of the card Juli makes for you today, along with her list of supplies and her measurements. So if you'd like to make it as well, you can easily do that. I also have pictures over there of the extra cards that Juli shows in her video. She shares a whole bunch of different ones. She makes one and then shows you some other ones. So make sure you watch all the way to the end to see all the fantastic projects that Juli makes, and then check them out on the website. Now, here's the most important thing. Make sure to check out Juli's website. I will have the link to that on my blog post as well. Her projects are fabulous. I love Juli's stamping. I think it's really going to inspire you and teach you some new ideas. So from my website, go to her website and check out her work and follow her too, so that you can, get lots of ideas from Juli all the time. As always, any questions, leave us a comment. Let us know how we can help you. We're here to help you. So we're going to flip over to Juli because I'm so excited. I can't wait to share Juli with all of you. Hang on.
Hi, my name is Juli Baca. I'm out of Annapolis, Maryland, and I'm on the Klompen Stampers team. I love being on Jackie's team. It is so much fun. She's asked me to come up with some projects for this new bundle in the annual catalog. So I've got one that we're going to make together and some other examples to show you. So let's get started. So this is the card I'm going to show you how to make today. It looks a little complicated, but it's really so simple, and it's all because of this stamp set bundle that is awesome. It's called Nature's Prints. It's got these large, awesome images, some great sentiments that have cursive with the print. I think that's like my favorite combination. And then let me show you these dies. Oh, one thing, this is a tip. I like to put the name of the die set and the number of dies in the package so that I can count them and not lose them, because that has happened to me before, especially when there's like little dies. I also throw in, if I have any little extra things after I've cut, I throw them in there because I can quickly make a card. Anyway, check out these awesome dies. Look at this big wreath. We're not using this today, but I've got some examples to show you for that. So these all cut out the stamped images from the stamp set, and this great label. So here are the supplies you're going to need to make this card. Very, very simple. A card base, a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of crumb cake, or whatever your card base you want to do. Same size for your very vanilla, and just a scrap for your sentiment. You'll also need another piece of scrap to stamp your images and cut them out. I'm going to be using black and crumb cake for the inks, and just some linen thread and some Stampin' Dimensionals to add just a little pop. So we're going to start with that 5 1/4 by 4 piece of crumb cake, and you're going to ink up your blending brush in crumb cake, so it's color on color, and you're just going to create a dark, just some dark dimension to this cardstock. Now I am going to put this in fast motion so you don't have to see me doing this, but I'm just inking this up really good. And normally when I use a blending brush, I would rub it off on my paper first, but I want all this color on this cardstock. All right, that looks good to me. Now, if you're not familiar with blending brushes, these are awesome. They're not a sponge. They are an actual brush with these wonderful soft bristles. Now, I like to put one color per brush. Like I put all my blues on one color, or all my reds. But if you're going to switch them out, you can rinse them off, or just rub them real good on your paper until they come clean, and then you can store them that way. Now this is kind of a sloppy job of doing my blending brush. You can see I really just did a circle, and there's kind of even a light spot in the middle, but it's really not going to matter with this card. It's very forgiving. So what we're going to do now is take your images from your stamp set And you're gonna also ink them up in crumb cake. We just want to make a subtle background for the back of all of our die cuts. And I just kind of hold it down there for just a couple seconds to let that ink soak in. I'm gonna put one over here. Ruh-roh, I made a mistake there, and hopefully that'll get covered up with with all the other stuff we're putting on there. Do you guys ever do that? Like press too hard and then the ink comes from the edge of the stamp. I'm gonna do one more of these because I want a little more height up here. There, I did better that time. All right, now it also comes with this awesome like splotch, which is these are like nature's prints. So it's like when you take the sun print paper. So I'm actually stamping this and then stamping it again so that you're getting like a dark and a light. Okay, that looks really ugly, but we're gonna make it look awesome. So now what you're gonna do is take your piece of crumb cake that was like for your scraps, and we're gonna stamp all of these images on here. So I've got my stamps all clean, and I just have a tip for you. If you have a large stamp, I'm gonna be putting black on this, and I like to bring my pad to my stamp. It just seems easier to me that way than holding on to this big thing. So now we're just going to put all of our stamps on here so that we can cut them out with die cuts. And so I'll do this real quick. Now, I don't know about you, but I get so annoyed when my die cut is off just a bit because, man, I notice. Now, I don't know about you also, but I am a craft supply collector, so I have a bunch of leftover washi tape. They always come in packs when one is really ugly. So I use washi tape, and I'm doing this on purpose. I want the oils from my hands to get on this tape, so it's just not as sticky. And then I'll tape it down. Now, it's going to be totally fine to run this through your machine, and it'll cut your image out just completely aligned. I'm going to go do that. All right, we've got all our beautiful pieces cut out. And the next thing we need to do is stamp our sentiment on our cardstock here. And I just have a tip. I'm sure you've seen Jackie do this tip. I learned it from her. If you want to stamp your sentiment straight, line it up on your grid paper so it's nice and straight. And then you can line up your block on your grid paper, and you got a better chance of getting that puppy straight. So, and I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle, and then I'm going to cut it out with this die. And look, this fits perfectly. So now you're going to grab your Very Vanilla for the inside, and we're just going to decorate the inside just very simply. I love that this stamp set is has just these big bold images, so you can make it beautiful really easily. Also, you're going to grab an envelope, and we got to decorate that too. I learned that from Jackie. Don't you ever send a naked envelope. All right, so now that we have all of our stamping done, it is time to assemble this, and I'm just going to put glue on the back of my die pieces and just arrange them on the card. Just how, I don't know, I don't feel like you can do any of this wrong. This is just so easy, and you just have fun with it. The beauty of green glue. I can move it down. I'm trying to cover up my mistake right there, so I got to move that flower down. I'm going to actually move it down a little more. Oh no! Is it stuck? No, it's not stuck yet. Okay, here we go. A little more. A little more. I think I better put this up here, and then we'll be able to tell. There we go. All right. Hey, that's pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the linen thread. And the reason why I did a panel that will go on top of our card base is because of this reason. So when I go to tie my my thread on here, If it's not tight, I can fix it by putting a little piece of tape on the back, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Tying is hard. Tying is hard. The linen thread definitely makes it easier, but it's still challenging to me. One tip for me that I learned is don't scrimp on the ribbon. Make it long. It does make it easier to tie. Okay, so now that I have that tied, I'm going to pull these ends to make sure I get a nice shape on that ribbon or thread, whatever this is. There, so that's a pretty bow, but look how loose that is. That's no bueno, no bueno. So I'm going to take some Scotch tape. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to stick this on the back. I'm going to actually twist this the tiniest bit. I can feel it tightening up on the front side, and then we'll check it and see if that's tight enough. It's got a little looseness, but look how that just tightened that up so easily. And no one's going to see this because we're going to glue this right on top of our card base. But first, let's put on our sentiment here. Oh no, let's not do that first, because then we won't be able to press this down. Let's glue this first. Now take your sentiment layer. We'll pop some dimensionals on the back of here. You know what? I wonder if I'm going to have to be careful. I am going to have to be a little careful and have that thread going between this channel. I'll just make like a channel for these with these Stampin' Dimensionals there. So I've been a demonstrator for 1 year. And I've been having so much fun. Jackie is awesome. The way she is on her YouTube videos is the way she is if you ever need go on her Zoom calls or anything. She is wonderful. Hey, look at that. Now, look, you can see I did mine a little different. I kind of clustered these together off to the left. That works too, or this way. Okay, so let's put in our inside here. And I'm going to show you some other examples of what you can do with this awesome bundle. So I've got 3 more examples to show you, and each one has a simple and a stepped-up version. So this would be just a really easy beginner card, but you add a little linen thread, and it just makes it pop so pretty. Now this one uses mainly this wreath die. So this would be the simple and then stepped up with a little bit of embossing and some other colored cardstock. This one, I'm using a lot of the, whoops, it goes this way. This is the simple one. I took just some of the wreath and cut them to fit under here. And in this one, I added more wreath, and I just love the double thread on here. And then for the example that we made today, the simple version would be like, if you don't want to do the stamping in the back, if you don't have a blending brush, I mean, look, that's beautiful. You could even add ribbon, and that would not be that more difficult. And then this is the one we did today.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can get all the measurements for this project over on Jackie's website, klompenstampers.com.
So what'd you think? Do you love Juli as much as I love Juli? And that project, that is so my style. I absolutely love her project, and I know I'm going to be making it. I hope you were inspired and try some of the tips that Juli shared with you as well. So just a quick reminder, use the link in the video description over to my website, and over there you'll find details on what she made for you, pictures of those additional cards, and then also how to find Juli's blog, because I really want you to go check hers out because her ideas are amazing. And also, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Catalog, over on my website you can request a catalog, you can place an order. Don't forget to use my host code when ordering so that you can earn points towards a free stamp set. Phew, that's a lot. But anyhow, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Juli, and I'll be back stamping with you real soon. Have a stamp happy day.